What's going on, everybody? You're listening to Trash Deer Radio, Episode 8. I'm your host, Tyler, joined today by the two blessed Call of Duty Blackout players this side of the Mississippi, Lucas and Chance.
Not a big deal.
Yeah, there's no sexual harassment in this studio.
Fair enough. Well, once again,
Yet.
Make sure you guys follow our Twitter, at Trash Deer Radio, subscribe to our YouTube, subscribe to our Google Play, subscribe to our Spotify
right now.
But let's just get right into it today, boys. All right, let's go with some Week 5 reactions in the NFL.
Let's do it.
We'll kick it off with the Steelers finally getting a solid win against the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, this was like their most complete performance of the year. The defense shut down Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, and the Falcons. The offense put up a lot of points, even though the Falcons' defense might be worse than the Steelers. Due to injuries, may I add. Not
so
talent-wise, just injuries.
It was just so fun to watch. Like, they look so much like a team.
Oh, yeah, dude. When the Steelers are kicking on all cylinders, it's so much fun to watch. But when they're not, it's horrible.
Well, it's because they had, dare I say, someone that looked like Le'Veon Bell back there for once, as opposed to, you know what I mean? I mean, James Conner was kind of doing it all.
Yeah, he bowled out. He was tired of hearing about how people were happy that Le'Veon's coming back because they haven't had a run game. And personally, I don't think it's been James Conner's fault. I think it's just...
Well, he had a great game 1. 2 and 3, he was kind of invisible. But
Same with
game 4 wasn't game 4 Falcons?
No, that was game 5.
Game
We're on
4
Week 6.
What?
Yeah.
What am I thinking of?
Because remember, we're 2-2-1.
No.
Yeah.
We played the Ravens before the
Oh,
Falcons.
the Ravens, yeah.
Well,
anyway, Connor hasn't done shit since week 1, pretty much. He's been like a number 2 backup, but he's our starter. But last week he's proven he's number 1 if he can keep it up.
Well, the game against Kansas City, you can't really blame him because at that point it was like you couldn't.
Oh, it was
run the ball.
21-0 before the fucking first quarter was even halfway done.
At that point, you couldn't really run the ball.
No.
The other ones, I mean, obviously the offensive line kind of deals in with it, but I feel like football is just if you have a run game, then that allows so much more in passing game. And just in this game, like it was nice to see Antonio Brown and Big Ben actually hook up for a long ball. You know what I mean? Like it was so nice to watch.
Yeah, their chemistry finally coming together is going to be huge for the team.
And so, like as I was watching the game, I was thinking maybe the reason why is because now teams actually have to wonder, okay, we actually have to now kind of go against James Conner, at least for that game, because if he's going to tear us up running, because he was killing it Sunday. So, but I do agree, it was probably one of the Steelers' most complete games so far.
I think one of the biggest is the opening drive. It was like we finally got off to a good start in the game for once. The past almost every single game so far, I think we're outscored in the first quarter was like 0 points maybe.
Yeah,
we don't give a touchdown like right off the bat.
You don't want to start off already down. That just doesn't...
yeah, we drove it the first drive the whole way down the field, and that really set the pace for the game.
Big Ben looked pretty good, except for that one horrible interception at the end of the half.
Yeah, he looked a little bad in the first half, but he definitely made the adjustments at halftime and came out. And he had a perfect passer rating at the second half. So
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did really good.
Well, I just don't like even like that first at halftime. They were on like the 3 or 4.
Yeah, he threw that pass. It was picked. He
threw it right in the end zone.
He was trying to force it to Antonio Brown.
So it just looked, and you could even tell like directly after, like everyone just looked and I was like, that was just such a stupid play to do. But other than that, I thought he looked pretty good. I mean, he looked like a Hall of Fame quarterback that's aging, but still looked really good.
Yeah, also another good thing was the defense. We actually pressured the quarterback, and it worked. In
Yeah.
the Baltimore game, we barely blitzed at all, and Joe Flacco had minutes to throw that ball. And the Atlanta game, they didn't give him any time. They sacked him. T.J. Watt's back, 3 more sacks.
Which is him and his brother are now tied for the most sacks. In
Another
the
AFC
NFL.
Defensive Player of the Week.
Now a lot of people are saying that obviously it's Atlanta and their defense sucks anyway. So Pittsburgh, of course, is able to put
so we got to
points.
take how it is with the terrible defense, and they're injured, so they're even worse as it is.
Yeah,
so we
but
can't say Pittsburgh's this 41-point juggernaut every week, but I think they would have won the game regardless.
Oh, I think Pittsburgh's offense will put up 30 points every week, almost guaranteed. I think except for against Baltimore, but I think almost every week they've put up 30 points about.
If the Steelers' defense can hold the opponent to 17 points or less, the Steelers could win every game.
Every single game.
So, like I said, I thought it looked good for once. Hopefully the Steelers will keep rolling. Do you guys think that this is the Steelers back, or do you think it's a one-off?
I know we said this is last week and a week before that, but like this coming week is the defining week for the Steelers. only being because it's against the Bengals, the AFC North division leaders at the moment. If we lose this, we're going down to them 2-3, and they'll be 4-1 in the AFC North, and I think that hole is going to be way too deep to climb out of. I think this game's defining for AFC AFC division.
Mm-hmm. I think this week's game is definitely a big, I don't want to say turning point because obviously there's still a ton more games, but what we play the Bengals, then we
have a bye week.
Then we have a bye week.
Browns.
Then we have Browns. So it's like if we can go on a roll and win these next couple games, they'll help us so much in our division.
We need to win this next game. We have no wins in the division right now, which is why we're in last place. Like even the Browns have a division win. So, I mean, the division's up for the taking. I don't think any team is crazy good. I think the Bengals, they've looked better than what they actually are. They'll come back down to earth here pretty soon. I think Andy Dalton will show everyone that. It could be this week. The Steelers haven't lost at Bengals Stadium the last 5 games they've been there. So.
And the Bengals always do something to throw it away.
Yeah, Vontaze Burfict's coming back.
Dude,
so.
I can't wait for this just to be at this point. Whenever the Steelers and Bengals play, I'm waiting for them to just go out there with knives and just fucking stab each other as they round the field.
Just keep your eye on Juju all game because I'm sure
fucked.
Burfict's coming for
And
him.
dude, it's both sides of the ball. Like it's both sides. Steelers and Bengals both play dirty.
One of the Steelers, it might like mentally affect them. They might not play as hard as they can because they're scared.
I don't think the
James
Steelers
Conner.
will be scared.
I know that they've been
It might affect
penalized.
them.
They've been penalized so much that at this point, I'm wondering if how bad it's going to be with penalties this game. If they keep going.
Oh, they're already the most penalized
Yeah, that's
team
just
in the
gonna keep
NFL.
going, I think.
There'll be penalties galore, but at this point, it's like there's not going to be a game without penalties in the NFL this year.
I think any slight hint of aggression in this game, there's going to be a penalty. Even if it wasn't intentional, anything that looks bad, they're going to call it.
Now, do you guys recall the roughing the passer that I think T.J. Watt got?
When he wrapped around his ankle.
I didn't even think it looked like he wrapped around. It looked like he
was
tripped
flying
him.
past and he hit him with his arm.
He hit his ankle pretty much and
Yeah.
kind of knocked his ankle, and it was a pass. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I wouldn't have thrown a flag, but it is the rule. So
Was it just you're just not supposed to hit him below?
you
the
can't hit
knees?
below the knees.
It's
on the
another dumb
quarterback.
rule, but it's just the rule.
I mean,
It's one
and
of those
that one I
scenarios.
could kind of understand in the sense that you don't want a 300-pound lineman just going for quarterback's knees at that point, but at the same time,
That's actually been a rule for a while. So.
Well, yeah, I know that's been a rule kind of for a while, or at least that's what I've heard.
I feel like that's another one of those things where it's just like a judgment. Like the ref should have saw he was flying past, his arm was just out, and he hit him. He's not like he tried to crowbar his arm or his leg, and he didn't try to trip him. He didn't try to tackle him. He just hit him on his way down.
My worry is that quarterbacks are just going to start flopping every single time they get even touched.
Works.
I mean, yeah, it works, but at that point, it's then everyone's just going to start calling quarterbacks a bunch of.
I feel like eventually the NFL will implement an embellishment penalty like the NHL did, where if you flop, you get penalized too.
I say go for it. I mean, hell yeah, I'm about that. Other big Week 5 news. On Monday night, Drew Brees made history, becoming the top quarterback in throwing yards in New Orleans. It was on a touchdown pass to... Who's the pass to?
Traquan Smith. Rookie out of UCF.
So he is now officially the number 1 in passing yards. Chance, is he the GOAT?
Statistically, yeah.
Statistically, I would say he's the GOAT. I personally put him at number 2. I mean, I love Drew Brees. I've been a Saints fan since 2006, but Tom Brady is the number 1 quarterback. And, I mean, I don't think it's fair to... A lot of people put Aaron Rodgers and stuff above him because of, physical talent, but I don't believe that. I think if you look at the numbers, no quarterback has done it even close to Drew Brees. And the argument that he did it all playing half his games every season at Dome is also bullshit because Peyton Manning did the same thing. And no one gives Peyton Manning shit for that, so. I'd put him at number 2.
Now, would you also say that having the coach he has also helped with his numbers? Because, his coach is primarily an offensive coach that, I feel like they've always just thrown the deep ball. Not thrown the deep ball necessarily, but they've just thrown the ball for the majority,
a lot of that has to do with him having shitty teams the last 5 years where he's constantly had to throw the ball because he's had no run game and no defense. But, you see he has both now, and he still puts up the numbers he does.
Mm-hmm. I will say the one thing that I think is incredible, along with, obviously for how many yards he's thrown for, but also that He's so accurate with his passes.
He's honestly the most accurate quarterback in NFL history.
And especially for his like size. I mean, he's what, 5?
They say he's 6 foot, but he's 5'10".
So especially like his size. I mean, he probably can't even see over his lineman.
He can't. If you ever watch him throw, he stands on his tippy toes and his head is like so far cocked back when he's throwing every time.
I just think it's incredible. And I watched the game, and it was just wild seeing him play and the Saints play because they were just playing with such energy. Washington never had a chance at all the entire time. It was just, you knew that they were coming out there and Drew Brees was just going to be thrown. I don't even think they ran the ball once.
No, Alex Smith looked like a lost puppy the entire game.
So this is also bad on Washington because they had a bye week the week before, and you still look that bad against Drew Brees.
There was no stopping this. Monday Night Football, the Saints wanted Drew Brees to get this record at home in prime time. Like there was no stopping that offense that game.
It was hilarious. I was watching Shannon Sharp on Undisputed, and he was like, yeah, if I was on the team, you can get that record, but you ain't getting it on me. You ain't getting it on me. I'll do whatever it takes. You ain't getting it on me. And it was just funny hearing him say that.
Sticking with Monday Night Football, the ratings were higher for a regular season Monday Night Football. I mean, be it Drew Brees was going for a record, but they were higher than the divisional series for the Red Sox versus Yankees in fucking baseball.
No one cares about baseball.
I actually watched both games.
Did you really?
I watched the 8th and 9th inning, yeah. But I don't know, that's just a cool fact. Just a normal regular season game has more than this huge playoff game.
Well, because, okay, here's a problem that I have.
Baseball's boring as fuck to watch on TV.
A, yes, but B, you have a season that is 182 games. You have a playoff series that is 1 game.
This divisional series is best of 5.
Okay, then you have that is a 5 game.
But this was an elimination game. Yankees were going to get eliminated.
To me, it's just like, there's just too many regular season games, and then no one cares about the regular season, and then the second playoffs, it's like, oh, let's talk about it. And it's like, if you didn't care about it the entire regular season,
I don't even pay attention to baseball at all until the playoffs. I don't even watch it until the World Series.
Yeah, I love baseball playoffs. I think it's just a completely different atmosphere from like a regular season game. It's literally insane. But you know, with the Pirates being the shit team they are, like I don't
winning
follow.
Season, bro.
Yeah, when other games are on during baseball season, I tend to watch the other sporting events. But like when there's nothing else on, like for instance, after the game was over Monday, I turned on the ending of the game and I watched it. But I mean,
it was a good game. Like Boston were up 4-0. Yankees started to come back. They tied it up 4-3 they tied it up 4-3 in the bottom of the 9th. They almost came back, but Boston is just ridiculous this year.
I mean, I'm sure it would also be different if like the Pirates were actually like, I mean, if the Pirates were probably in like the playoff hunt or something like that, it'd probably be totally different, and like, you know, I'd probably actually care more than what I do. But you know,
it also has to do with like the football game was on ESPN. You can stream the game anywhere on your phone, on your iPad, on your laptop. Like I think the baseball game was on like TBS or something.
Oh yeah.
Like it was just on some random channel. So
I mean, you could probably stream TBS, but I feel like sports fans won't be. I mean, if you're trying to watch sports, you're gonna watch on ESPN.
Like the casual baseball fan like isn't gonna know that the playoff game's on TBS. I better download that app and watch it.
After I watched a series of Everybody Loves Raymond first.
All right, so there's 2 undefeated teams still going on right now, and that is the Los Angeles Rams and the Kansas City Chiefs. Lucas, if you had to pick one that's going to get their first L, who would it be?
Like, it's so hard. I've been arguing this in my head for fucking, like, minutes now ever since you brought it up. I can't pick.
Do you want me to tell you who they're going to play in the upcoming weeks?
Give me next couple games.
Okay, so week 6, L.A. Rams at Denver, and then it's Kansas City at New England.
All right, so Kansas might lose this week.
Okay, but if they don't, watch out. Come on, go to the next week. Son of a bitch here. I know they play together at one point. Like, they play each other at some point. Let's see if I can figure out when that is. So week 7, it's Rams at 49ers, and it's Bengals at Chiefs. So,
I think Chiefs are going to lose.
And then week 8, let's see, Broncos at Chiefs and Packers at Rams. So there's another possible one for the Rams, depending on how Aaron Rodgers is. I just want to know what week they play each other.
I think the Chiefs are going to lose to New England. Rams are going to go.
Rams at Saints for week 9.
I mean, the way both teams are playing, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't lose a game. until they face each other, like you say. But I don't know. I honestly have no idea. I can't say, oh, they have this weakness, they have that weakness compared to this other team. But they're such wagons. They're just gonna walk any team they play.
See, my worry is that I feel like the Rams are so good overall. Like everything they have is just good. Where Kansas City, it's all based on their high-powered offense, and that their defense. Well, yeah, their defense is what's lacking. And I don't know, just having I declare Patrick Holmes a rookie because, he didn't play a single snap. Or he probably did play a couple snaps. But then you have a rookie quarterback that's just running this high-powered offense who has a cannon for an arm. I just feel like the Chiefs are going to lose a game before the Rams do.
That's what I'm thinking. But I wouldn't be surprised if they don't lose.
I feel like the Rams have the tougher schedule. Like the NFC has so many better teams. But they've shown that they can beat better teams. The Chiefs play the Patriots before the Rams play anyone scary that I would consider scary for the Rams. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say the Chiefs are going to lose first. I think they're going to lose to the Patriots, but I still think they'll be the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Week 11 Monday Night Football is Chiefs at Rams.
Wow.
So
how did that play out?
Pretty good.
That's wild.
So we're all thinking that Kansas City is going to be the one to lose before LA does?
Yeah, I would say it's Kansas City.
All right. Well, that leads us perfectly into our Week 6 predictions. Just to keep updated on the score, I am still leading at, I think, 42. Lucas is at 40, and Chance, you're at 38.
Oh, they're going to say 30. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I just don't put in half the chances. So,
makes sense.
Because I got screwed over on Dallas last week, but you picked against Minnesota. You thought Philly was going to win. So, how dare you bet on Philly?
Didn't I pick an upset last week? Did it happen? Did I pick the Browns or something?
You might have picked the Browns, actually. There was a couple where it was like you picked it and no one else did, but...
Yeah, I like doing that.
I'll have to fact check it for you. All right, so Week 6, we got Thursday Night Football, Philadelphia at the New York Giants. Lucas, who do you got?
Both disappointing teams. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I kind of like the Giants.
I heard you're actually a more Eli Manning fan than anything.
I like Eli Manning. He's all right.
I heard you think he's actually in the best. He's the GOAT.
We're not going to get into that this episode. But I think I'm just going to give it to the Eagles. I have no faith in the Giants. I was wrong. The Giants have won one game. But I said last week they weren't going to win a game, but they're not going to win this week. I think the Eagles are bad, but the Giants are worse.
James, who are you picking?
I think the Eagles are going to win. I gave up on the Giants. Their offense is shit. Eli Manning is shit. Their offensive line is below shit.
It's all coming down to the line. If they got 2 good guys on their line, I think they could be at least a 500 team.
Hey, they almost won last week. If it wasn't for a record tying 63-yard field goal.
That was wild.
That was a boot and then some. All right. Next game is Tampa at Atlanta. So Bucks at Falcons.
The Falcons, they should be worried because they look bad. They look really bad.
Their defense is just so, because of injuries, is just so ravaged.
I didn't pay attention to Tampa last week. What did they do?
They got their ass kicked by Chicago.
Did Winston play?
Yes.
Yeah, but the Bears are good, though. The Bears are really good.
Did he do anything? Not really.
I mean, it's Jameis Winston. What do you think he's going to do?
I don't know. It's gonna be a shitty game. I'm gonna give it to the Falcons. I think their offense is gonna click.
Chance, who are you going with?
I'm also going with the Falcons. I think their season's already over, so they have nothing to lose. And I don't think they want to lose to another divisional opponent. They're gonna snap their losing streak and beat the shit out of crab
Falcons'
legs.
defense is bad. Tampa's offense is not good, and Tampa's defense is bad.
Tampa has the worst defense in the NFL.
Yeah, I'm thinking Atlanta's going to win this. Now, side note, is Julio Jones going to get that coveted TD this week?
No.
I think he's getting his first TD.
All right. Carolina at Washington. Chance, who you got?
I'm going to go with Carolina. Washington just got ravaged by the Saints, and I just think that there's no one on the Redskins defense that's going to match up against Cam Newton. I think he's going to have over 100 rushing yards in this game.
Lucas?
Yeah, I'm also picking the Panthers. Panthers look really good this year. I think they're going to just destroy the Redskins. The Redskins look bad. Alex Smith's trash.
Yeah, I'm also going to go with Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. Seahawks at Raiders. I'm going to put it out there right now that I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks for this one. All right, you guys can now discuss if you would like.
I'm also gonna go with the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Pulling you over to this
This
side.
game's in London, and there's a lot of crazy
Ooh.
shit going on. Marshawn Lynch is playing against the Seahawks for the first time since he's left.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, he's gonna put up a $150 on him.
Also, I don't know if you guys saw John Gruden's interview. He was like bitching about how he like gets super sick when he flies, and he was like bitching about how he hates that he has to go to London and shit, and how he's like
Oh, really?
he doesn't care about his goal line offense because all he's worried about is how sick he's gonna be when he gets over to.
Jesus Christ.
He was bitching up a storm.
What a coach. What a leader.
Dude, and the Raiders paid him $100 million
For 10 years.
of coaching.
I don't understand that.
Dude, think about that. And they can't find a pass rusher. Don't forget that. They can't find a pass rusher.
Still can't find a pass rusher.
I'm going to go Seattle.
Okay. We're going to go with the Colts at the Jets.
Colts.
I think the Jets are going to win this game.
An upset?
Yeah.
I think Sam Darnold's going to get another win. Last week he started hooking up with the deep ball. He threw some nice touchdown passes, and their running backs went for over 300 rushing yards in the
I was
game.
about to say their one looked really, really good.
Yeah, Isaiah Correll. He's actually on injury report right now.
Oh,
so
really?
They don't know if he's going to play or not. But I'm still going with the Jets. I think the Colts are too banged up.
Jets, Jets, baby. All right, Arizona at
Who are you
Minnesota.
picking?
Oh, I'm picking the Jets. Sorry, I thought that my chant of Jets, Jets,
yeah,
that just tells you.
Yeah.
Okay, Arizona Cardinals at the Minnesota Vikings.
I think the Vikings are going to come out in this game. Arizona is on pace to be the worst offense in NFL history.
They finally won last week, though, against
Right.
a very bad 49ers team.
But
But
I don't know how'd they win. Are you gonna pick them right now?
2018. No, I'm picking Vikings. I mean, they're only 2-1, but Cardinals are just bad.
I feel like the Vikings showed that the Eagles are also so weird this year.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, I feel like the Vikings are a good team.
I think they're a
just,
solid team. They're not going to do anything, but I think they're solid. Arizona's bottom 3-4 team.
All right, so we're all going to Minnesota then. So the big game of the
Minnesota.
week, what?
Minnesota.
Is Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. Who are we picking?
Pittsburgh. Why would I not pick Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I'm also going with the Lurs.
I don't think they're going to win, but I'm picking Pittsburgh.
You don't think they're going to win?
I don't know if they're going to win. I think they can win.
I think
It's going to be another fucking toss-up.
they're going to win. I really do. That's not just a homer pick. I actually do think they're going to win. I just feel like just seeing one deep ball connection between AB and Big Ben just like restored my entire
Yeah,
hope.
AB and Ben are back, for sure.
Let's hope.
The whole second half, they were just the fucking butt buddies out there.
Yeah.
Nothing was getting past.
So now he also did. AB had a ton of drops, or maybe not drops, but
They're
I think
bad passes.
Were they?
They're horrible
Yeah.
passes.
so. Hopefully that I just want 100% efficiency from AB and Big Ben. That's all I care about. Chance, are you going to Pittsburgh as well?
Yeah, I'm going with the Steelers. I think they're going to come out and they're going to bring everyone's opinion of Cincinnati back down to earth this week.
It's going to be 27-19.
I'll write that
I
down.
don't know how you can score 19, but
27 to 19.
You can get a safety, and then you can score 2 touchdowns and a field goal.
My
Fair
man
enough.
knows. He knows
What a
math.
guy.
All right. Next one is the LA Chargers. I learned from last week. And the Cleveland Browns at the Cleveland Browns.
I can't believe we didn't rip on you more for not knowing that they weren't.
And
in
I'm still putting San Diego on my notebook, too. I refuse to say that.
Even after I re-listened to the episode, I'm like, wow, he actually thought they were.
I
San Diego.
legitimately
How did. I
did.
not notice this.
I knew that they were going down there. I just didn't think it was right away for some reason. I thought it was just going to take a while, like the Raiders are. So, Chance, who you got in this?
I think the Chargers are going to win. Their owner just died, so I think they'll have some motivation to go out and try and get a win for whoever the hell is leading them now.
Chargers.
Yeah, I'm also going to go Chargers. Even though, how did Cleveland beat Baltimore last week?
12-9
But, like,
in overtime.
Baltimore absolutely just manhandled Pittsburgh.
Joe Flacco played like Joe Flacco.
Well, okay,
No
Cleveland has a
TDs,
good
yeah.
defense. So Cleveland has a really good defense, I feel like, at this point. They lead the league in takeaways, I guess. Not turnovers, takeaways. So, all right.
I don't know.
What?
Fucking Baker Mayfield had a pretty decent game. I think.
Are you want me to switch right now? You want me to take off San Diego and put on Cleveland? I'll do it right now.
No, keep it.
Come on, Lucas.
Keep LA down.
I have
It's
San-
gonna be a good game.
I have San
Might be
Diego,
another
but-
OT game. They might have fucking They had 3 OT games already so far?
I'm not going to lie. Whenever I saw that they were in overtime, I was really hoping they would tie again. And just, like, the Browns would have, like...
And the Ravens would also have a fucking tie?
I was just hoping that the Browns would have more ties than, like, wins at this point.
The Browns have every scenario of outcome for a game in their first 5 games this year. They have a win and a loss in regulation, a win and a loss in overtime, and a tie. Like, those are the only outcomes you can have, and they have all 5 in the first 5 weeks.
It's insane.
Like, if you would, like, the probability of that happening is like
almost statistically impossible.
That, like, bet like at Vegas, like before the season. You know what? I'm gonna put $20 down that. Why not? You win like fucking $2 million.
Dude, could you imagine like the shit you'd
God.
produce after that? You just fucking shit at Gold Brick. All right, Buffalo at Houston.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Houston Texans. Deshaun Watson looks like Deshaun Watson of last year before he tore his ACL. DeAndre Hopkins is a fucking beast. I would put him in conversation for top 3 wide receiver in the NFL.
Dude, that play he had against Dallas last week where he just like he threw off like 5 defenders, and then whenever he was getting tackled, he just like threw the ball in front of him and then just like fell. I was like,
dude,
what?
He carries the ball like it's a fucking, I don't even know, like a loaf of bread in his hand.
It was just so weird.
And he has no ball of security at all, but like he's like holding it out. And he busts those 2 spin moves like one after the other. Just it was crazy.
He got like it was like a 5-yard pass that went for like 45 yards or something like that.
Yeah,
it was wild.
That's why you draft him on fantasy.
Lucas,
yeah, I'm picking Houston. Hopkins, I think he's like Chance said, amazing. Watson, I think he's still coming back. He had almost 400 yards last week with 1 touchdown, 1 interception. But Hopkins is going to win this game for them again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think if Houston can shore up their offensive line, I think they'd be a really, really good team. But obviously they're better than the Bills at this point, so I'm also going to go with Houston. Then we have the Chicago Bears at the Miami Dolphins. What do we think Khalil Mack's going to do this week? What's the stat line for Khalil Mack? Chance, go.
He's going to have another forced fumble, making it 5 games in a row or something like that, and another sack. And I think he's going to have an interception.
So you think that the Bears are going to win this game?
Yes, I think the Bears are going to win this game.
I'm going to pick Dolphins. I've been picking, I don't know, just throw an upset in there. Why not? Trubisky's not going to win another one.
So you want to go Miami on that?
Yeah.
Just now you're slowly picking that because of the upset. That's no other reason.
I've been picking the favorites like this whole time so far. You gotta throw it in there.
Hey, I respect that.
It's solid strat.
Okay, next one is the Rams at Broncos. You want to pick the upset for this one, Lucas?
No.
You sure?
I'm going to put money on this game, bro. No, it wouldn't even be worth betting it. Yeah, L.A.
It's at the Broncos, right?
Yeah, it's at Denver. Chance, pick the upset right now.
Pick
the upset right now.
They're one of the only undefeated teams you're going to pick against.
Right now, 2 of their 3 starting wide receivers have concussions.
Are they out?
They haven't been cleared to play yet.
Dude,
they have till tomorrow.
You pick Denver right now.
I mean, I feel like Denver is like one of them sneaky teams. This is a sneaky team. I'm telling you, bro.
Pick him right now, Chance.
Look at Case Keenum. Look what he did in the playoffs last year. He might have another miracle play coming out of his
It's going to come weeks fucking 6.
You never know. The Broncos need a spark. They want to fire their head coach. You know, he's going to go balls out. I'm going to take the Denver Broncos this week.
You know,
put up only 16 points against the Jets last week.
Yeah, and you know what? The Rams are going to come in thinking that this is some fucking cakewalk, and they're going to play down.
That is a fact.
They're going to play down, and it's going to snow in this game. So, first snow game.
Do you know it's actually going to snow, or are you predicting that?
Yes, there's snow.
Oh, I thought you just made that up.
No, it snowed in Denver yesterday. So
Lucas, do you want to change your pick at all, or no? I'm
Nope.
with you on that one. You have convinced me halfway through that, but then I was like, you know what? Considering we all just agreed that the Chiefs would lose before the Rams did.
I did, but you know what? I'm gonna make sure that I'm right either way now.
Fair enough.
I picked both ways.
But you're also wrong both ways.
I could be both. They could both lose this week, or the Chiefs could like tie or something, and
that's true.
It could be wild. It's just wild.
All right, Baltimore at Titans. Are the Tennessee Titans good?
They were until last week.
Are they still good?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know if the Ravens are good because they sucked last week.
Yeah, like both teams were coming into last week on top of their respective division, but yeah, they both shit the bed last week. Bills put up 13 points, the Ravens put up 9.
Like, you can't lose to the Bills. Like, I know the Vikings did, but that was a fluke. Like, I think the Titans legitimately lost to the Bills. Like, it was no fluke. They just flat out
They just
lost.
suck. It's like they're this team where it's like they're kind of good, but they're also kind of bad at the same time.
Yeah, they're really streaky.
I'm going to go with the Ravens. Flacco had a bad game last week. He's not going to have 2 in a row. I mean, he's not.
He's elite, so
I don't know if he's elite, but he's better than he was last week.
I'm sorry, Lucas. How many other quarterbacks have a Super Bowl ring?
Eli Manning.
2. I can't argue that at that point. I can't argue it. Chance, who are you picking?
I'm going with the Titans.
I'm going to go with Baltimore. So, Chance, why are you picking Tennessee?
I like Marcus Mariota. I think he's better than Joe Flacco.
Well, I feel like they're both like.
Nah, Flacco's better.
I feel like they're both B, C quarterbacks.
I have no respect for Joe Flacco.
Me either, but he's still better.
Yeah.
I hate the guy. I hate looking at him. He's fucking unibrow and shit.
Dude,
He's elite, bro. Watch your tongue.
he just looks like, I don't know, like that dude from that 70s show that runs the jewelry store, if you ever watched that show. He's like,
I can't think of the dude you're talking about right now.
Yeah,
I don't
I've
know.
watched that show like 4 times.
I
I
don't-
don't know what you're talking
he's like
about.
I think he's bald. He has like a weird mustache. He wears like the turtleneck sweater.
I'm going to look it up. Okay, next game is Dallas at Jacksonville. I'm sorry, Jacksonville at Dallas. My bad.
Jacksonville at Dallas. I'm going to go with Jacksonville.
Yeah. Jags only put up 14 points last week. Cowboys lost in overtime to the Texans with only 16 points. Jacksonville is the better team. The Cowboys are fucking trash. Dak Prescott's not elite. He is trash. Zeke Elliott's all they got, but I think Jacksonville's defense is going to shut him down.
I heard an interesting question today on the Will Kane show, and someone asked, if you were either team, would you swap quarterbacks? Like,
if you're Dallas?
so say Dak Prescott goes to the Jaguars and Blake Bortles goes to Dallas.
Yes.
Are the teams any different?
Yeah, Jacksonville's better, I would say.
You
Yeah.
think Jacksonville is
I
better
think Jacksonville's
Wait,
better.
no.
with Dak Prescott?
Dak Prescott's trash,
They're,
man.
they're both trash.
So
This
Blake
is what I
Bortles
mean.
is doing decent
This
this
is
year.
this is such a hard.
I'm
They would be
saying
pretty similar. Though.
I'm saying Dak to Jacksonville makes Jacksonville such a better team.
I think they're the same
I
team
think it's pretty
regardless.
I think the problem with Dallas is they have a shitty coach. They have the Clapper,
Yeah, but
and B, they have no wide receivers.
the Jaguars don't have a coach either.
Yeah, but it's like you can't do any worse at that point.
They both only have run game. What's Dallas defense?
I mean,
They're-
Dallas
they're-
actually
they're-
they're
Dallas
literally
is-
the same team. The more you think about it,
That's
Dallas is just
I
like a
think
shittier
Jacksonville's
version of
That's what I
Jacksonville.
mean. Like if you swap
Oh,
quarterbacks,
man.
the teams are like the
Yeah,
same.
all they have is a run.
Now, see, here's another question for you: is that if you're Jerry Jones, do you pay Dak Prescott? Because this is his last year on his contract,
No.
his rookie contract.
No.
So you let him walk?
Yes.
Because are you letting him walk?
I don't know who they have in their system as their backup. What I don't know.
Oh, you'd
what's
have to.
going on.
At that point, you'd almost have to draft another QB.
But I don't know
Wait.
who they have.
So, I let him walk if I know that I'm not drafting like top 5 pick, and I can't get a stud rookie quarterback right off the bat, and I know that there's no free agent quarterback this year that I can bring in as a stopgap for a year or two.
Is there any quarterbacks? I mean,
If
Tyrod.
Teddy Bridgewater leaves New Orleans without re-signing, he's a potential.
about
Like you
Tyrod?
said, Tyrod's a potential. They don't bring in Tyrod though. He's.
Trash.
You're
I
saying
heard Landry
Dak
Jones
Prescott?
is coming back.
I heard Landry Jones was gonna get signed to the Bills.
Did you really?
Yeah, I heard the
That'd be
Bills.
kind of sick. Imagine if he goes off.
Dude, imagine how Kaepernick feels knowing that Landry Jones is getting a job before
Dude, if you're
he
Jerry
does.
Jones, do you bring back Colin Kaepernick?
No
I mean, not bring him back,
way.
but just
no
sign him.
No way that would ever happen. Dallas is so white.
I don't think anyone is ever gonna bring back Kaepernick. If the 49ers didn't bring him back after losing Jimmy Garoppolo, like that just says that no team wants him. They just don't want like the bad publicity that comes with him. And not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like people hate him.
Yeah. There's a reason why he's not in the league right now.
Yeah.
Now, I will say though that I think if you put Dak Prescott on Jacksonville's better than if you put Blake Bortles on. But damn, dude, that's a
Maybe
difficult,
like 2 years ago, but this year Blake Bortles is doing better than Dak.
That's a difficult question because like Zeke's better than the 2 running backs that.
I don't know.
Jacksonville.
Leonard Fournette's pretty good.
No, Zeke's definitely better than Fournette.
Fournette is good when he's healthy. Zeke is good
This
when he
year.
gets a bunch of carries.
And like I'm sure, The Jaguars' offensive line is not as good as Dallas's offense.
It's pretty good.
Is it?
I think right now it's the number 2 or 3 unit in the NFL.
Then
And Dallas's offensive line isn't even that good this year.
And I'm gonna say if you put Dak Prescott on Jacksonville, they're a better team, 100%.
The only thing about that is Dak Prescott is on a rookie contract right now, and the Jaguars just signed Blake Bortles some crazy fucking.
Did they actually sign to a crazy contract?
Yeah, it's like 5 years for like $45 million or something.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. I was wondering that too because he's not like an elite quarterback. I wouldn't even say he's an average quarterback. He has like
average.
He has like one good game and then 2 shitty games, then one good game and then 2
I feel
shitty
like
games.
There's like obviously there's different ranges of quarterbacks. You have like elite, you have good, then you have okay, and I feel like Dak Prescott and Blake Bortles falls in like that okay category. That's like they're quarterbacks.
They're good enough to be in the NFL, but they're not.
They're good enough.
To be
they're good enough to like mistake for like a franchise. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about Dak Prescott half the time. But okay, next game, the game of the night on Sunday is the Chiefs at Patriots.
I think the Chiefs are going to get their first loss. Patriots are coming out with a W, and that's it.
I think Bill Belichick against the Chiefs. I think that'll be good in that defense. I think the fact that Tom Brady is getting back all of his weapons. You got Edelman back. Josh Gordon's getting used to the system more, and then you still have Gronk. I feel like the New England is just becoming just as deadly of a team as any other out there.
Yeah,
so.
I think New England's they're rolling right now. They're going to be hard to stop going from here on out.
So I'm going to go with New England. Chance, where are you going with?
I'm also going with New England. I feel like they're just going to scheme better. I think New England is going to outcoach Kansas City.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
thinking.
think Tom Brady's experience is going to show versus Pat Mahomes' inexperience.
I just think all I'm thinking about is that you have Tom Brady versus Andy Reid, or you have Patrick Mahomes versus Bill Belichick. In the sense of just like mind games. You know what I mean?
I think Bill Belichick is going to try and take away the passing game for Kansas City. I think they're going to try and force Kareem Hunt to run the ball this game.
I don't know exactly what you do for. Yeah, maybe they try to do that and just try to run clock.
I feel like they're gonna blitz them. I just keep them under pressure at all times.
I just got to do something to try to slow him down. But yeah, I think that Bill Belichick and his years of experience and Tom Brady with his Super Bowl rings will definitely figure out a way to get that W. All right, then the Monday night game is San Francisco at Green Bay.
Green Bay. There's no argument here.
Yeah, I'm also going with Green Bay.
Yeah, once San Francisco lost, their franchise quarterback, they've kind of just, they're just bad.
I think even if San Francisco had Jimmy Garoppolo, I'd still take Green Bay.
Still not
Oh yeah, I agree with that as well. But I feel like if they at least had Jimmy Garoppolo, they'd maybe be like a 500 team. But now they're just bad,
No, I agree.
All right. Well, that makes that it for Week 6 predictions. So, any other closing comments on the NFL week at all?
No, I'm excited for the game tonight, and I made a huge deal in my fantasy football league. Traded for Le'Veon Bell.
Ooh.
Did you? How did
you get rid of?
What'd you have to trade?
I traded James White and Odell Beckham Jr. for Christian McCaffrey and Le'Veon Bell.
That's solid. OBJ's not going to do much this
No,
year.
I figured he had his best game last week.
Do you think,
so
do you think Lev Bell's going to perform once he gets back?
Oh yeah, I bet you Lev Bell will ball out when he gets back.
I mean, even if he doesn't, as long as he does as good as OBJ was doing,
Now, do you think the Steelers, whenever he comes back, are going to try to do a running back by committee, or do you think they're just going to?
No, I think it's going to take one game. Because when he came back last year in Cleveland, he only had 10 touches. So I think it's going to be the same this year. He's going to the first game he comes back. If it's at Cleveland again, that'd be fucking ironic. But he's going to play 10 snaps.
It will be at Cleveland.
No,
if he comes back. Because
we'll be playing Cleveland at home.
Yeah, but he'll be playing Cleveland.
Oh, okay.
If he comes back.
He is.
Yeah. He hasn't talked to the team yet.
He'll be back.
So, anyways, so I think game 1, he's not going to do much. Game 2, more. I think by 3 and 4, he's going to be rolling. But this might be too late for the Steelers.
I think it's just the right time for the Steelers.
It's close.
I feel like he'll come back. He'll start out slow, like Lucas said, and within 2 to 3 games, he'll be back to himself. He'll be getting 30 carries a game, or 30 touches a game, and James Conner will fill in 5 to 10 carries a game just to get him some rest.
So I can see it being I can see it being like a 2/3 Lev Bell, 1/3 James Conner.
I think it's going to be more 3-4.
Yeah, I do too.
I just feel like even even if it's until we get to the playoffs, assuming we get back kind of. I mean, obviously we're behind right now. We need to get to the playoffs, but getting close to the playoffs, I would just play Connor more because if you want Bell fresher.
Yeah, but I
for
think
the
they want to
playoffs.
get Bell into football shape. So
Oh
they wanna
yeah, I
get
agree.
him.
Like I'm saying like if he gets back and then maybe around like week like 12, 13, then you start giving more to Connor. and less
I
to
hope
Bell.
not
Slowly
because
build
that'll
up there.
fuck up my fantasy playoffs.
Well, I hope for your fantasy playoffs not, or he does. So
That's the worst thing about fantasy is like the fucking playoffs. Like whenever no one tries anymore, especially like the good teams that know they're in.
That's what I mean.
all right, well now we're gonna switch over to some NBA news. So going on the NBA this week, we have a disgruntled superstar in Jimmy Butler, who wants out of the Minnesota organization, and at a practice on what was that, Wednesday, he is quoted to be pointing at the GM or one of the front office saying, "You need me to effing win," something along those lines. And then he took the third string players and beat the starters. So he pretty much went ham, just telling Minnesota that you need me, but I still want the fuck out of here because fuck Minnesota.
Did you watch that interview with that lady?
With Rachel Nichols. Yeah, he pretty much was like, yeah, I did that. Everything you heard is pretty much true.
I think he's losing his mind.
I think
He reminds me a lot of Kanye West right now. Just
Who, Jimmy
fucking
Butler?
off
Jimmy Butler.
their rockers.
Dude, when I read that he took the third stringers and beat the shit out of the first teamers in the preseason practice, and he was like calling them out, I literally laughed my ass off because that's like the funniest
It's
thing.
funny
He's nuts.
because, so from what I've heard, is that Jimmy's upset because, I mean, with Jimmy Butler, the Timberwolves were a top 4 team in the West. Without him, they were a 500 team.
if that.
It-
I mean,
like-
like,
like
going
the-
forward.
Oh, yeah. And so pretty much he was literally like, yeah, you need me. And apparently he wanted paid. Like, that was his big thing, is he wanted to get like a super max contract. Well, they gave it to Karl Anthony Towns, which as they should. He's a young superstar, so he also deserves it. And I think it's just one of those things where it's like Jimmy Butler sees how much potential is in there, and he just hates that they don't even try as hard as him. So I know Miami, I think right now is the leading candidate to get him, and I just think it's really funny that he once traded, so he went into practice and just went off. Especially that he took the third stringers and just whooped ass on the first
Why
stringers.
wouldn't he go to L.A.?
Because he's under contract, so it's where he gets traded.
Oh.
And so he did say that he wouldn't mind going to the Clippers, but not to the Lakers,
Now,
because
why-
he wants to be the franchise face.
I was thinking about this last night. Why wouldn't he want to go to a team like Boston and come off the bench and just ball out? Hear me out. Ball out for the season off the bench for Boston, a team that could compete with Golden State and win a chip. And then he wins Sixth Man of the Year and then leaves for free agency and gets like some big mega deal, kind of like what James Harden did, but sort of like in a reverse role.
So
Kind of Kevin Durant-ish, but
N-
not
okay.
not stay with the team. Like he'll sign just so he can get that.
So
A lot of NHL players do that.
So it'd be like he's going for a chip, but he's
I-
also proving that he's worth like a mega deal.
okay. So here's the thing: is that Jimmy Butler would not be coming off the bench. If he went to Boston, he would not be coming off the bench.
Well, isn't he like in the same position as Gordon Hayward?
Kind of. I mean, so Kyrie would be the point guard. You'd probably have Jimmy Butler being the 2, because Jimmy Butler is way better than not Jason Tatum. Well, I would put him over Jason Tatum, but Jaylen Brown, which is their now current 2 guard. Then you would have Gordon Hayward at the 3. Then you would have probably Jason Tatum at the 4, and then you'd have Al Horford at the 5, which would bring, what's his name, Jaylen Brown off the bench. That would be cool for Boston. But at the same time, then Jimmy would want paid afterwards. And the
Yeah.
problem that Boston's going to have coming down the pipeline is that you have Jason Tatum and you're going to have Jaylen Brown. Now, Jason Tatum, they still have 3 years until they have to pay him big money. Jaylen Brown, they think they have 2 years. So in that case, yeah, they could do that, but Boston would still have to give up. Because if you're Boston, why would I trade anything? Why would I trade assets to get Jimmy Butler?
Like I'm thinking, I don't know if you're thinking the same thing, but like if he gets traded on his current contract and wins on his last year, and then doesn't re-sign with Boston,
Yeah.
whoever will pay him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that, but you got to look at it from Boston's perspective of why would I give anything to a 1-year rental?
Yeah.
Because, like, if Jimmy Butler's just going to, like, why would I trade?
Well, maybe the Timberwolves just want rid of him. I don't know. Maybe
I
he's
think
like,
the Timberwolves do want rid of him, but I feel like if you're Boston, I know the Timberwolves want rid of him. I'll give you guys, like, a player and a shitty pick. Give me
Why
Jimmy
is this
Butler.
almost exactly like Lev Bell and the Steelers?
Oh, dude, it's great whenever you have disgruntled superstars that won out. But pretty much that he said he would go to Miami, but he said that he wants to go to the Clippers, the Nets, or the Knicks, which are all big market teams that don't have faces of the franchise. So I think he just said Miami at this point he'd go to Miami because he has a really good relationship with Dwayne Wade.
And I want to live in Miami.
Yeah, and who wouldn't want to go to Miami?
Compared to Minnesota.
You know what I mean?
A fucking shit show.
So, yeah. And then in MMA news, there was the Conor McGregor and the Russian guy fight. I can't think of his name. Khabib. I never say Khabib. What's your guys' reaction on the fight afterwards?
Yeah, so I watched the whole fight. I was really upset when McGregor lost because I'm a huge McGregor fan, but it was a good fight. And Khabib's a hell of a wrestler. Once that guy gets you on the ground, you're fucked. But, I thought it was going to be like a normal, end of fight thing. Khabib and Conor stand there, and Bruce Buffer, the announcer, announces Khabib the winner. He gets his belt, blah, blah, blah. But no, instead he decided to go completely lunatic and throw his mouthpiece across the cage at Conor McGregor's corner. Then he decided to hop out of the cage and try to Superman punch Conor McGregor's jiu-jitsu coach. And then just an all-out brawl took place in the stands. Fans, Irish fans, Russian fans, everyone just fighting, celebrities. It was wild.
See, the best part about any time there's a fight like this is that everyone who's in that fight actually can fight. It's not like all the trainers and stuff, how they know how to fight and stuff like that, and obviously the fighters themselves. That's the best part, because you just see people just throwing fucking punches, and you can just tell yeah, I would not want to be in that. That'd be one I'd turn the other way from. But I will say, in Khabib's defense, Conor did shit talk his country, his religion, his family.
Yeah,
Conor kind of had it coming.
He definitely, I don't know if he deserved it, but he asked for it.
But at that point, you already beat him.
Khabib shouldn't have done that, but it's understandable that he did it.
From the fact that he's from a different country where those things are
religion's everything.
Religion, family, country, that is everything. Here in America, people, don't really give a shit about religion, and half people hate their family. It's over there, it's that's legit, that's what you die for. So I kind of understand whenever Khabib was listen, he insulted my, my family, my religion, my father kind of deal. It's I kind of understand, but he just should, even once he choked out McGregor and McGregor tapped out,
he just kept choking him.
He choked him for an extra second, and then it was over top of him talking shit to him. So it's Lucas, how you were saying that he necessarily didn't have it coming, but he definitely was kind of asking for it.
Yeah, that's McGregor. Everyone who goes up against him mostly hates him afterwards. But this was different. They even said in their press conference, someone asked him, hey, is the fight gonna be over once the fight's over? And McGregor's fuck no, this will never be over.
Hey, McGregor already wants a rematch. I think he texted Dana White the next day saying hey, when's the rematch kind of deal.
This fight will be something else. It'll be unworldly.
So here's the other thing that I know people were pissed about Khabib about is that he didn't sell the fight that well. Anytime you saw him in a press conference or anything like that, he was just real, Conor tried to get something out of him. He just would just sit there. Because, obviously, MMA, it's an entertainment. It's not they're, we're watching it because we want to see people kick the shit out of each other. We like to see McGregor talk shit, and if someone talks shit back, then it's awesome. So, but, hey, this did put MMA in the, news cycle for a little bit. So
yeah, again, this whole everything surrounding this fight is just insane. From McGregor showing up in New York and throwing a dolly through the bus window.
That felt so long ago. It's crazy. It's the same fight.
I know but it came up so fast too. But it's crazy. I love MMA. It's great. I can't wait for it to continue to get more popular, so more crazy shit like this happens.
I'm just gonna throw this out here right now to Conor McGregor. Lucas will fight you in the octagon at the first ever Trash Deer MMA Throwdown. So if you want to hit us up in the DMs.
Fucking want some?
And Lucas will fuck that ass up.
If you feature on our podcast, I'll fight you.
Even if you don't feature, he'll still fight you.
If you call into our podcast, I'll fight you.
Just DM us.
If you retweet us, I'll fight you.
All right. So now unless is there any other sports topics you guys would like to cover today?
Nah, NHL's back. That's it.
I was about to say,
it's the only thing that matters.
I know there really wasn't a ton of NHL news, so. So it was announced that Xbox has a new project called Project xCloud.
It's a nice name.
It's a pretty standard Xbox name. So pretty much what this is it's a
X
Xbox.
I never got that. I just thought it sounded cool. Okay.
You're making fun of me for the Chargers.
Different. That's a different thing.
So pretty much this would be a streaming service, it looks like, for Xbox, and they use pretty much data centers to house just a bunch of Xbox consoles that you can then stream directly to your phone or to your tablet. So that way, no matter where you're at, you could be playing an Xbox game, whether it be, in the ad, or not in the ad, in the trailer, they pretty much just had, Halo, Forza, Gears of War, but I don't know. I just think it's a really cool, very cool idea, I think. Just to be able, to have my phone, which I take with me everywhere, and just like have a controller in my backpack or something like that, and then it's like, oh, like I really want to play Forza. It's like, oh, I really want to play Destiny or something like that, and just being able to bust out my phone and just like turn on my Xbox controller and just play it. Like, I just think that's a really cool idea.
It's insane. It's groundbreaking. Like, this thing, it's like fucking future. Like, and I don't know why like this isn't being talked about more. Like, when this was released, like I saw it on Facebook. I haven't seen anything about it since. Like, no one else is talking about it.
Well,
I think this is going to be very innovative. I think it's going to be fucking game changer.
I mean, technically it's not live yet, so that's maybe...
Still.
Oh yeah, I know you'd think, but I just think it's crazy. Like, it's so cool. Imagine literally being able to be at work and like on your hour lunch break, you just pull out your controller
Sick.
and your cell phone and you just play.
Blackout.
It's basically a streaming platform, like Netflix. You just go and you click your game, and then it's right there. You don't have to download it. You just have to load it for a couple seconds, and then you're ready to go. You got the whole game wherever you want. It's pretty fucking
I
crazy.
can't even fathom how that works. Like how it took to think of that, and like what it took to accomplish.
I would love to know the cooling that would need it in those data centers.
Oh,
Dude, because think about it, there was 4 Xboxes on one tray, and then there was like 40 trays stacked on top of each other. Like, the heat that is produced that
Probably
would be
fucking freezer in there.
wild.
I know that for like supercomputers, like quantum core computers, you have to keep it like as cold as space. So,
Really?
Yeah, like the
In a
room has to
vacuum.
be as cold as fucking space for it to like not melt.
I do that shit for a living, and I still can't fathom that. Now, there's also... Google has something like this with Assassin's Creed. I don't know if you saw it, either of you. It's literally the same thing. It's just Google's version of it. Like, you type in google.com/Assassin's Creed, and you can pull up Odyssey, and you can do exactly what this is. It's a streaming service where Google has some data center somewhere. This is already live.
What?
Yeah, this is a real thing. You can look it up.
So it's
How do
like
you-
the PC version of Assassin's
Yeah,
Creed.
it's the
You're
PC
just
version.
streaming it.
And
Yep.
I can play it on my phone.
I
Right
mean,
now.
no, I think it's supposed to be like on like the PC. It's not necessarily on your phone, but like it's still the same concept of that. Your console is in some data center somewhere else, and you're being streamed the game, and you're
So you
playing.
still have to pay for it.
I mean, for this trial version, it was free for people. Like, they like selected a few people,
Okay.
You
but
probably pay like a monthly fee or something.
So it's if it's only on the PC, so you don't have to have Steam, you don't have to have like all these accounts.
you don't
can
need to
just
buy
go to
the game.
google.com and just download it or play it.
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
But I guess the reason why I brought it up is because this actually is live at this point, and like a couple have gotten to
I
play
think I
it.
might have heard about that actually.
And the people who've said is like there's actually been little latency or anything like that. Like, they've been able to play it relatively well, and there of course has been frame drops and stuff like that, but the overall experience was pretty good. So I just think it's crazy that that's kind of where games are going at this point. That you don't have to now sit, like, you don't have to be on your console. You can just be streaming. And I know Xbox said about a new console that even they said about coming out. I think it's not Scorpio, Scarlet. Xbox Scarlet, where it's like a streaming thing, like it's made to be for streaming pretty much. So I just think it's really cool, and I just can't wait to see what it kind of brings.
Yeah, the future is gonna be crazy. It's not even that far away. Like in 10 years, imagine what it's gonna be like.
Oh, it'd be nuts. But speaking of Assassin's Creed, Chance, you've gotten to play Assassin's Creed Odyssey. What is your impressions or review? If you had to give it on a deer point system, like racks, what would you give it?
So if the maximum point is
Is
a
it
10
point?
point.
Yeah, we're going with 10
So I'm
points.
gonna give this an 8 point. This is an 8 point.
point.
It's a nice 8 point. It's got nice width in the rack.
Thick.
The points are thick. It's nice, fucking nice. But
Solid.
if I could explain the game, it's like if Lord of Rings: Shadow of War had a kid with The Witcher 3. That's what this game is. It's fucking sweet. The story is really crazy. It takes place in a mythological Greek era, I guess you could say. You start out, you're like the grandson of Leonidas from the Spartans, and you're like banished from Sparta. No
Okay.
spoilers. This is like all in the trailer and shit. But basically, you're like taking your revenge against Sparta and like your father, who is like the leader of Sparta and shit.
Now, obviously there's leveling up in it. I know some of the things I've heard is that some people think that the leveling is like it's kind of grindy almost. Now,
So
do you think that?
so there's this thing you can buy for the game. It's like an add-on this is how the game should be played. But for like $10, you get like these boosters where it boosts your experience and your like the money you pick up and shit during the game to like what the game should be.
Mm.
And like I bought that because I read it online that
Mhm.
like if you buy this, like the game is such a better experience. And I think the game's really fun. I don't know how it is without that.
Now,
but
how much did you have to pay for that booster?
It was like $10.
So now, do you think there's anything with the fact that you had to buy a $60 game and then an additional
Yeah,
$10?
no, I agree that it's bullshit that I had to do that, but I definitely feel like it's a really fun game.
It's
Like
worth it.
like they made it so it's so grindy, so like you have to keep playing it. I guess
Mhm.
like even with the boost, it's still grindy as fuck, but it's like a fun grindy. You know, like you want to do the stuff.
Now, like, are all the side quests and shit cool, or is that just kind of like?
Yeah, so some of the like I did a side quest last night where like there's these mythological animals you have to find. Like there's like a minotaur,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to
dope.
like hunt down the minotaur and kill it and bring back like its horn, and like you get like
That's
special
awesome.
special shit like armor
Oh, really?
and shit. Yeah.
I can't wait to buy it. Like it looks incredible. I love that style. Like mythological Greece
Oh,
is
dude,
sick.
It,
That's one
it's
of my
so
favorite
like the
things.
game looks amazing. It
Right.
really does. It's crazy.
Now, does it play at all like any of the old Assassin's? Like, I didn't play Origins.
So
which,
this plays it's like a better version of Origins combat wise. So if like you never played Origins, it's nothing like the old Assassin's Creed. Like if I could explain the combat, it's like For Honor, where like you like use combos and shit. Like it's not button mashing. Like you get like certain combos and shit, but it's mostly like if you have an Xbox controller, you're hitting RB for like light attacks, the right trigger for like heavy attacks, and like all the buttons are like mixed in shit. Like X is like quick jabs, like you're moving around real quick. It's neat, but it's not just like the old Assassin's Creed where you just go up to somebody and hit X and like you assassinate them in like
Mhm.
a cutscene. Like
so it's more actiony.
yeah,
then?
yeah, definitely. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to pick it up around Christmas
Oh,
or maybe Black Friday. If it's on sale, I don't know if it'll be on sale that early or not.
It'll probably be on sale. I would definitely pick up this game if it's on sale. Like just the story itself is good, and then the gameplay is
Mhm.
super fun.
Yeah, all the stuff I heard about it is that it sounds like it's a good game. Just like the only complaints is that like it's kind of grindy. But even like the side quests, people said like the side quests are really good and like kind of like some of the characters are kind of quirky and like you just want to like kind of get invested
Yeah.
in the overall. You know.
Now, did you play Black Flag?
No, I didn't play Black Flag.
You didn't play
I
Black
literally
I played
played.
Black Flag.
I played like Assassin's Creed 1, Assassin's Creed 3, and Brotherhood, and that was about it. Assassin's Creed was not my game.
I
So
love
Black
Assassin's
Flag,
Creed.
you were like a pirate, and they had like parts of the game where like you had a ship and a crew, and you could like customize it and like go out and like pillage other ships and like attack other ships. Well, they like built onto that into this game, and it's like so much more depth. Like you can hire like crew members, like
Mhm.
mercenaries. They like join your crew and they like help you in combat and shit, and like you can like go out and do quests and unlock like certain companions and stuff. And
So it's pretty much Sea of Thieves. Is that what you're trying to explain?
it would be like if
Close.
no, it's nothing. Like
Just
that.
kidding.
I was gonna say I was just fucking with you in the sense that
It's nothing. They got some nice sea shanty themes though, like
Oh, I
songs.
love
there.
those. That's the best part about Black Flag.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
So you're saying you would suggest our viewers to pick it up?
Yeah, if you're into single player games and games that like have a lot of like, I'm pretty sure that they said there's like 60 hours of content in this game.
Damn.
And I've been playing it since it came out, and it came out a couple days ago. And I think I'm only like, I'm not even that far in the story. I've literally been like just going around like collecting shit and like
Really?
exploring the map, like trying to get all the like waypoints and stuff, and doing crazy shit like that.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't played Assassin's Creed in a while, but from what I'm hearing about this one and the fact that it's like ancient, is it Rome or
It's Greece.
Greece.
Yeah.
The fact that it's like ancient Greece, which is dope, because I'm sure there's probably like all sorts of like gods and stuff like
Oh, yeah.
that. Like that's
It's sick.
that's an IP I would want to get into. You know what I mean? So, another game came out on Friday as well, and that is Super Mario Party, which I got
know
to.
we were children in here.
I'm sorry, Lucas. Are you too good for Mario?
Fucking hate that game.
Why?
Because
Mario or Mario
Because
Party?
Mario
Lucas is
Party.
racist against Italians.
No,
and
because
plumbers.
was it St. Patty's when we played that, or was it?
Oh,
it
okay.
was the worst experience of my
That was
life.
the N64 version. That's one of the better ones.
that was
Yes, fucking
that was
sucked. That game's
drunk.
bullshit.
That was
We were
drunk Mario
smashed.
Party. That
We
was
were just-
awesome.
I was winning 99% of the game with fucking like 20 stars, and then I got them all stolen the last second. Like on the last square. Fuck that game.
So I got to play it. I was at a wedding this weekend. Shout out to Evan and Alyssa on their beautiful wedding. And I got to play it throughout the night. Probably 2 or 3 games, I'd say.
Did you play it like with people?
Yeah. So it was 4 people on one Switch.
That's dope.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And so now, see, I'm a lot more stricter on my like gaming of grades or like grades. Like to me, like a 5 out of 10, that's like an average game. Like average is 5 out of 10. I don't believe in that. Like 7 is an average game. So knowing that, I'd probably give it maybe like. So on the buck scale, it would be a 6 point with like a nub half broken off. So it'd be a 6.5.
6.5.
So, but it'd be a nice. It'd be perfect.
It's not like a half rack. It's got a full rack.
It's got 6, but then it's like it has one that's like kind of slightly broken in the back. So it's like almost 7, but not really.
Nah, would it be a really fun party game?
Yeah. So like I would not pick this game. Like I have it on my Switch. I'm not gonna play it unless I'm playing it with other people. The other couple complaints I had for the game was that like the boards were very kind of small almost. Like they weren't as big as like from the N64 version or anything like that. Some of the mini games were kind of easy, but also you kind of expect that from a Mario Party because it's meant to be a party game. It's not like you're supposed to be, playing Dark Souls or anything like that. But playing it with a bunch of people was a lot of fun, and it was a lot of good time to do the mini games. Like I know the one you had to look like you had to climb up a pole, so you had to take the Joy-Con and like hold it in your one hand and hit the one button at the top of your stroke, and then stroke downward, and then let go of the button. So eventually, it looked like in the room that there was 4 dudes all just stroking it.
Are they motion sense?
Yeah. Joy-Cons are motion controls.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
So literally, and that was so funny to me. Like I died for like 5 minutes because like a bunch of dudes were just sitting there, just acting
That's
like they
probably why the game was made. Like, let's put this fucking beat off one.
But there's only 4 Mario Party like boards to play on. They have a couple other things. Like they have some dance one that I haven't tried yet. They have this river mode where everyone is in like a raft. And you pretty much like you get to choose which path you get to go down along this way, and you just play a bunch of mini games as you go. So that was all right. It was kind of cool. Towards the end, it was like you had so much time saved because it's timed. But at the end, it's like you had so much time that we didn't even like we were avoiding mini games at that point. But it was still a really fun party game. As a standalone game, not that great. So that's why it's still Mario Party, so it's still good. It's a Nintendo product, so it's going to be decent enough.
I feel like if you buy it this late into the series, you know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, and it's not like I bought the game thinking, oh, I'm going to spend hours upon hours playing this. I got it because it's like at any party.
I bought it for the story, campaign,
the lore.
Yeah, no, it's like anytime we have a party or anything, like for like a New Year's party or something like that, like we're probably going to bust it out and play it.
Do fucking Halloween.
Yeah, something like that.
Now, do they have the Princess Peach crown that turns every character into a sexy version?
So I didn't unlock it yet. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think it's in there, but maybe I'll find it. Maybe it's an Easter. Could you imagine if they added that in there?
I bet you some motherfucker would mod some shit.
Oh yeah, for sure. I know. Well, they also have 4 characters that are locked, and there's also not a lot of characters to choose from. I was kind of pissed. Like there's, Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, fuck else was there?
Wario.
No
Wario.
Maybe Wario. No, Wario was there. Waluigi.
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong's a locked character, so you have to unlock him.
What about Yoshi?
Yoshi, yes, Yoshi is there. Toad is one of the hosts, so no, he's not a playable character.
Is Boo also a host?
Boo is a playable character, not a host. The hosts are Toad, Toadette, and then the witch. That's like Bowser's like little witch thing. And you can play as like Bowser, Bowser Jr., Goomba. Goomba, yeah, and all of his minions and stuff like that. But it was still a really fun game. I'm sure you guys will get to play it here for Halloween or something like that whenever we're all fucked up, and then get to play it.
Can't wait.
So, like I said, I'd give it a 6 out of 10. Chance of giving Assassin's Creed an 8 out of 10 points. Those are some nice bucks for the day.
Yeah, those are your trash dear bucks of the week.
That's a good system. That's a new segment.
Give a shout out to Evan DeFalco on that one.
Is that his idea?
Yeah.
What a guy.
Yeah, I was talking to him, and he was like, yeah, you guys should do something like that. And I was like, that is actually a
That's
genius
great.
idea. So, shout out to him.
What a dick bag.
I know, really. Such a bag of dicks.
Fucking doctor.
So, I guess, quick little added is if you're on PlayStation, you are going to be able to change your name soon. So, congratulations, you're now with every other console ever that you can now officially change your name.
That's to all you cucks out there that made your PlayStation Network names XXX. I love MILF 69 XXX trick shots back in 6th grade, and now you've been stuck with it all these years.
So one of the side notes is as well is that if you change your name and try to go back and play old games, the old games won't recognize it.
What?
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so like it's like some very, very.
So like if you had like an old Call of Duty and you changed your name and went back and played old Call of Duty, it would still show up as XXX.
So apparently it will come up as an error. But now I don't know exactly what that error means. So, like, if you won't be able to play it, or if it'll just be that the leaderboards or, like, all of your previous progress is, like, screwed. Because the way Xbox does it is whenever you come up with your Xbox name, numbers are behind it pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, you're pretty much a serial code in their system. The way PlayStation did it was for some reason they had it to where your name is your name in their system, and it's linked purely to that.
That's a horrible way to
it's a horrible system. And so now PlayStation's trying to go back. Apparently, all games that came out after April 1st, 2018 will be okay to have it. Anything prior to that, it's hit or miss. But the majority of most popular games will have it, apparently.
That's wild.
Which, do you realize April 1st is like...
recently.
Yeah. It's like...
Sony's infrastructure, like their online, like I give it to them, they make great games, but like their online is just horrible. Like it's just always getting hacked and always fucking up.
But yet somehow they get all the exclusive bullshit.
It's taken them this long to implement name changes. Like that's how outdated their fucking databases are.
Like I said, I'm just hoping, I know that like Microsoft's buying up a bunch of like smaller things like
smaller companies.
Yeah, smaller companies. Like I heard that they're about to buy out Obsidian, which they made Fallout New Vegas. They're the ones behind that.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that like Microsoft's just gearing up and they're just like, hey, whenever we come up with the Xbox, or Scarlet or like whatever their next thing is, we just want to bombard our fans with all these exclusives because like they can't. I don't know. I feel like they need to start putting out better exclusive at this point. That they can't just keep
Yeah.
Here's State of Decay and here's Sea of Thieves. Forza. Well, Forza's a good game though.
I think they dedicated last phase of consoles to like catching up technology wise, because like the Xbox One when it originally came out was like so much inferior to like the PlayStation 4. So like they had to play catch up. So like now they're like ahead in technology. So now I feel like they can focus back on games.
So I just hope that I just hope that better things come for me owning an Xbox. For me being an Xbox lifer, I just want good exclusives. Damn it. Buy out Bethesda. All Bethesda's game, Xbox only, please.
That'd be a game changer.
That would never happen. Bethesda would look and laugh. Because they'd be like, why would we do that, considering everyone buys our game on PlayStation and PC. So. But I think that's about it for episode 8 of Trash Deer Podcast, or Trash Deer Radio. Once again, make sure you follow us on Twitter, at Trash Deer. Was it Trash Deer Sports? Or
Trash Deer Sports.
At Trash Deer Sports.
You can go to Google right now and type in Trash Deer Radio, and it'll show up. Do that and listen to it.
On that, Spotify.
It's so easy.
Tell
YouTube.
your fucking friends, your fucking family, and your fucking pets to listen.
Everyone.
Tell everyone, especially.
I mean,
pets.
we're a great podcast for pets. Like when you leave your pets at home alone, and just throw in the fucking podcast.
Give us those views. That's all we care about. Is the stats.
All you gotta do is just go to YouTube, start at episode 1, and it'll just autoplay through the whole playlist up to episode 8.
Yeah, I recommend watching all 8
in order.
Over 1 hour episodes in a row. Just binge watch them all.
Pretty much, this is what you're gonna do. On Monday, go to work, okay? Because I'm assuming you're gonna hear this. Go to work on Monday. The second you punch in, just start listening to episode 1. By the end of your day, you're gonna be done with episode 8, and your day is gonna be over.
Yeah, it's amazing. If you listen to us, your day at work will go faster.
Think about that. That's pure pleasure right there.
You get to listen to Lucas's sex voice.
I'm going to save that for another episode. Episode 69.
He can make women climax just by
Could you imagine episode 69? Oh, my God. Oh, I can only imagine how.
Is it next year?
Yeah, that'll be over a year from now.
Yeah.
Because we're on episode 8, and there's 52 episodes in a year.
Jesus.
If we do one weekly.
Oh, my God.
Are we going to do specials?
Where do you do
the Christmas special?
I think once we start getting more viewers, we need to do fucking...
Dude, what about our viewers now, Lucas? I care about our viewers now.
Viewers.
It's not about the views, Lucas. It's
They're
about
not
the good
doing
time.
enough, okay?
If you're one of the 5 people out there listening, we respect you.
We love you.
We love you more than
we appreciate you.
Lucas will actually sign an autograph for you if you DM him.
If you ask for, I'll fucking sip you.
Lucas will get a tattoo. Lucas will get a tattoo if this video reaches 1,000 views.
I will get the Trash Your logo if we get 1,000 views on episode 8.
If it gets 100,000, he'll get a face tat.
Oh, dude. Can we
Bet.
please turn into one of those Twitter things where just, like, it just goes and then it has, like, 1 billion views and then Luke has to get a face
can
tat?
I get free Wendy's chicken nuggets if this retweet gets so many things?
Yeah, like that, but except it's going to be you with a face tat.
Get, like, the Chick-fil-A logo on your face.
Ooh.
And then, like...
Can I get it on my arm?
What, your Trash Your logo?
Anything.
I mean, okay,
No
in
face.
his
No
defense,
face.
yeah, okay, if this gets 1,000 views, Lucas, you have to
I'll
get
just
a...
add it to my sleeve. I'll make a Trash Your Radio sleeve. And you can sign it and I'll get your name tattooed on my arm.
No, you won't.
Bet.
1,000 views.
100,000.
Didn't some kid who just got born in, like, a Chick-fil-A bathroom get Chick-fil-A for
Chick-fil-A
life
for
or something?
life and
Could
a
you
job
imagine that?
offer.
Dude, I would literally
Whenever
just
he
live
comes
right
of
beside
age.
Chick-fil-A.
I'm just going to go and start nutting in girls in the Chick-fil-A bathroom. And,
That's
like,
not how it works.
and then hope that they,
That's
like,
how that works.
and hope
In
that they
9
like
months.
show up there like 9 months later and have the kid, and then I'll get the free Chick-fil-A. The kid can have the job offer,
No,
or
see-
the woman can have the job
see,
offer. She
Chance,
can take
I
care
actually-
of the kid.
There's a way around this, is just become a born-again...
Virgin.
Yeah, but do it in the Chick-fil-A bathroom.
So like in the sink, like splash my face with the sink water.
What you do is you get a priest to come with you.
The water's probably already holy water. I mean,
Yeah.
it's fucking Chick-fil-A.
Make sure you have the manager come back to bless. Actually, the manager probably is a
Yeah.
priest.
Do you
at
think
that
they
point.
do this on a Sunday for me? Like, do you think I could have like the ceremony done on the
I
Sunday?
think you
Since
have to do it on a
they'd be
Sunday.
closed, so
I say this is what you got to do. You got to go Saturday night, trap the manager there, and then Sunday morning you comes and you say, "Listen, I really want this to be done," and he'll make you a born again virgin, and then, boom, you get Chick-fil-A for life and a job offer.
what if I find like one of those ministers online and we sneak into Chick-fil-A Saturday night like Lucas does, and we camp out in the bathroom? I don't have to worry about being molested because I'm already over the age that the priests are looking for.
That's true. That's true.
So then,
I mean, it's pretty much a win-win. Like,
exactly.
There's no way this can
Nothing
go wrong.
can go wrong.
So what you're saying is that Lucas is going to become a priest,
Wait, what?
one of the online priests,
I mean, he could if he wanted to.
and then he can do it to you.
I mean, yeah,
I like that. Can I be there for? I have to be there for a witness, though, of course.
of course. I mean, that's the only way you could do this.
I think that's a bulletproof plan, and I love it.
Let's do it.
I'm fucking down, boys.
All right.
All right, you'll catch us here. You'll hear about us here soon. Three men get trapped in a Chick-fil-A over Sunday and think they deserve free Chick-fil-A for life.
The next time you hear my voice, you'll be hearing the voice of a born-again virgin.
Who
Who's
gets
eating
Chick-fil-A for
chicken
life?
sandwiches.
All right, everybody. We'll catch you on the next one.
Happy Hanukkah.
See you later.